about making yourself public.
Oh, we're live.
Oh yeah, we are live.
What?
We're live. It's live on the thing right there. Well, on yours it should be like right there.
Oh, that you're touching it. You're touching it. No, you went off.
Beer's dripping.
Okay.
Ooh, why is it a condensation?
That's what the paper towel is for.
Hot mess.
Okay. So let's start. What was the book? I'm kidding.
Oh, damn it. Sorry, Indy has to poop. I will be back in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Can we erase this and start over?
I want to see this.
Condensation.
Paper towel. Look at mine. Look at this.
I have mine on my coaster, but I'm having a
I
ginger.
just threw it on my windowsill. Try it with my shirt.
How does Andrea know that Indy has to poop?
Nice.
Like, how does she know that? Oh, I
He
see
probably did this face.
Did you get those pistachios at Walgreens?
Where did I get these? I got these at the airport.
Oh. It's still at Walgreens.
Airport snack. I'm so hot.
There's just some sounds. What are these sounds?
Who's screaming in the background?
Right? What's going on?
An
Is that
angry
Andrea
man.
yelling at Indy to poop?
Someone's
Is that
yelling
what
at
she
Indy
sounds like?
pooping.
It's a man.
It is a man. I was like, is someone's TV on? No one's here.
Oh, my TV's in the new living room that we just finished painting. So yeah,
So weird.
There's no one
I
here.
burped. Oh, there it is!
Did he poop? Wow, that was fast. He's like, poops like a little, what do you call it? A blow dart.
Okay, back.
Wow, he poops super fast. I was just making a comment that he poops like a blow dart.
How do you exactly know that he has to poop? Since he does not
How did
have
you know?
He scratched the door.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I just thought he went like. You were like,
Yeah.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
He scratched the door.
Okay, so.
That's the kind of living girlfriend I'm gonna be.
That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. Having a pet, I want one so bad, but it's like, I can't even figure out when I have to poop until it's like it's about to happen.
Oh, well, that's what happens with him. That's why he doesn't just go like, he's like throwing himself against the door like, so that's why I like ran.
I'm prairie dogging. Guys, we're so live right now. It's not even funny. Wow. Okay. So, if anybody watches this now or watches it later, I'm going to introduce us so that maybe my students or other people will know who we are. People who don't know who we are, who us are. My mouth isn't working.
Who he is?
Okay, so I'm Kristina, and
Hi, Kristina.
hey guys, what's up? It's been a few hours since I was reading last, and so somebody else introduce themselves.
Are we just saying our names? I thought you were gonna say something else.
Oh, okay. What should I say? Okay, so I'm Kristina. I'm in Puerto Rico. It was my idea to get together and read romance together, right? We came up with our name, Only Lovers Left in the Library, and we follow the Vaginal Fantasy Book Club. We read their romance novel. So last month we read one, but we didn't do it on air because we were like on air virgins.
Also,
But
it was a shitty book.
It was really bad, and we didn't even read it. I'm pretty sure everybody read it.
I read it, okay, and it was awful.
Well, just
I'm finishing the second part.
What?
to try.
Why?
I'm committed. You can.
Because when you start something, you finish it. That is not a rule I live by.
Well, the book that I bought only had part 1, so my commitment was only to part 1.
Oh, at part 1. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I did my introduction. Someone needs to go next, because...
Okay, I'll go. Hi, I'm Tashay. I've known Kristina since I was 6 years old. And I've been doing what she's told me to do since then. So I'm in this book club.
You don't do everything I tell you to do.
And
you don't do everything I tell you to do.
I do most things.
Okay.
I've certainly committed small petty crimes because of you.
Shh.
Indy wants to go.
No, it's
yeah,
just that there's a hornet on my window.
Oh, that's dangerous.
It's on the outside, though.
Okay, someone's got to go next.
Okay, I'll go. I'm Sarah. I am in Puerto Rico. I, however, am from Kentucky. That must be noted.
They're from Kentucky.
What did you say? Kristina does basically everything I tell her to. So if we're
commands,
so to say. And I enjoy watching Hannibal and Game of
I knew
Thrones.
you were going to say that.
Game of Thrones.
And I just today finished the book, which was a major mindfuck. It was The Man in the High Castle. I don't know if you've all read it. Kristina's read half of it. But I had to look up an analysis afterwards, and I was very, very in shock for about 45 minutes. And then I wasn't anymore. So if you have a chance to read it, you should. You'll be frustrated afterwards. But.
Let's see. I'm gonna read it too, so we'll see. I don't think that's gonna happen. But The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick.
It's just hard to figure out.
I feel like someone told me about this book. Maybe it was Margaret.
You should watch the pilot. It's on Amazon Prime. They like put it as part of, you know, when they release a bunch of pilots.
For the 5th time in the past 2 days. Let me remind you that I just watched season 10 of Criminal Minds. I have 24 episodes to get through.
You could put it on your to-watch list.
Yo, Criminal Minds is good.
Yeah, I watched the first 9 seasons in like 2 months.
So you could start with that. Hi, my name is Andrea, and I watch a lot of Criminal Minds.
And therefore, I'm very.
My name is Andrea, and I'm obsessed with serial killer / Dr. Spencer Reed. I am in Virginia for now, possibly Boston in 2 months. And I do not do everything Kristina tells me to, or what Sarah tells me to. I don't know. You kind of tricked me into this book club. Like Kristina, you just like texted me and you're like, "Oh, Andrea, like it'd be so fun if we read the same things. Do you want to join this book club with me?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, that sounds a lot of fun." And then she's like, "They're not really your kinds of books." So then, like, what do you respond to that? I was like, "Oh, well, I'm open to reading new things." And then she's like, "Oh, yeah, good. It's called Vaginal Fantasies." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Wait.
And then I couldn't like back out of it. I had already said yes.
Oh, you're trapped.
You took me to the beach and seduced me with the waves in order to get me to join this book club.
Yes, I waited until we were like in the water, the gentle lapping of the waves.
You seduced her with nature.
I did. I sure did. I did. No regrets. I don't care.
Because like, what's this giant wave coming? Join my book club.
But you do everything she tells you to, so it didn't take any effort.
Okay, so this month we read. Okay, let's pretend last month didn't happen. Okay,
Got it.
That didn't happen.
Sounds good.
All right, and then this month we read a book. What did we read? What's the name of this book? Okay, it's
Driven.
Driven.
It's called Driven.
Driven by Eve Kenin or Eve Silver. I don't know what version you guys had, but mine said Eve Kenin.
Color Kenin because
maybe
silver sounds good.
I don't know. Mine got lost, so I don't know what it said.
Okay, and I guess it was chosen by the Vaginal Fantasy group well, because Mad Max was coming out, and it was kind of like a post-apocalyptic survival kind of like action story, but with romance.
Action in the shower.
In the min dry. I need these days without water.
Yo.
You guys, I desperately need a min dry. Desperately.
Hang on, I gotta get out my.
Right. Okay. Everyone's getting their book out. Okay. So what is this story? What is the story about? Do you want me to do the summary?
Oh wait, I have to go get my sketchbook.
Go get it. Oh yeah, that's right. The sketches.
They're not very good.
I'm excited for them.
Okay, so
Christina, can you like edit in the sketches so they like blow up on the screen?
I guess I could.
Like if she just emails you the pictures, then you could be like, boom, sketch.
I could always add them later. I guess I could add them later.
You're like, no, that's too complicated.
Hold on, I found.
It's not.
No, I can't see anything.
Okay. Are you back? Okay, so what was Driven about? Without a lot of spoilers, because I guess we'll get into spoilers later. But Driven was about this ice road trucker, basically called Raina, right? Raina Bowen, and there was some sort of climate change that happened in the world, and suddenly all of the like northern states are frozen, but not in the Disney way, in like a terrible frozen tundra kind of way. It's called the Northern Waste, right? And then people still live there, but they have to get everything through like everything has to be transported to them, and they have warehouses and things like that. So Raina is kind of like a truck driver delivery person, right? She's trying to, at the beginning of the book, she's trying to join this race, which is she needs to get her cargo to a specific place first, so that she receives a huge sum of money. And her motivation for this is that she's trying to get money to give to a sister that she just found out about, and she wants to get out of the Northern Waste. And she's got a lot of baggage with her dad, who's really well known. What the heck was it? Sam Bowen, right? Sam.
Yeah, Sam Bowen.
And so she is kind of like waiting on getting this like license. Because reasons, and she's getting it.
She's allowed to use a certain freeway if she doesn't have this license.
Okay,
no, she can use it, but like the people who have the license get to like go first.
Okay.
So basically, it's rigged. There's no way she can win or even compete without this license.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, just go, just do it, but that's just me. I don't follow rules. I'm like, oh, you needed a license?
No, it's like the highway. No, it's like the highway is a plane. And you have like first class and then economy, and you can't go on first class like without the license. And all the truckers that like own the highway company or whatever, they have that license, so they go first. And if you pass them, you get killed.
That's what it was.
What's the guy's name who controls everything?
His name is Bain, Duncan Bain, right?
Such a good name.
Crazy pants.
It is such an action antagonist name. I love that. I kind of did like Duncan Bain's name. So she needs to meet this contact for these licenses that she needs to actually compete, and that's when the story's kind of stalled up for me a little bit. She meets this guy at this. She's supposed to meet him, but he doesn't get there. Right? His name is Wizard. He's known as Wizard.
Worst name ever.
Okay. And he doesn't make it.
I'm flailing my wand.
He's waiting. He ends up like fighting outside, and she ends up rescuing him on her like little snow bike. She's with the wind, and that's when he first sees her. It's like she's like got the wind in her hair, and she like saves him. She doesn't save him, but she kind of like rescues him for that confrontation, and then they are just kind of like on that journey.
Well, she thinks she rescued him.
Wait, hold on, Sarah, you have to say something so the camera will come on to you.
Snow bike.
Love it.
Nice.
Kind of looks like a tugboat.
No, but that's how I pictured it, though.
Nice. Also, I feel like when he first saw her, he didn't see that she was beautiful. He just saw she had nice hair. He saw hair sticking out from the hoodie.
And he's like, I want that hair. I'm getting on your bike.
He's like, that hair can get it.
So she saves him from that fight that he was in, right? And he ends up tagging along with her. And one of the first things he thinks that she wants to get busy with him, right? He's like, well, it's obvious. He starts taking off his
Like,
hair.
well, I was gonna kick the daylights out of everyone here, but your hair is nice, so let's go have sex instead.
Yeah, get it on.
Yeah.
But
he's like, oh, let's do
oh
this.
no, absolutely not. I mean, on the outside, she's like, no, but on the inside, she's like.
Well, I think
on the inside, she's like, so thirsty. So thirsty. But can't.
She does have this inner conflict. She makes him sleep on the floor because she can feel the heat radiating off his muscular body.
Yes. So start the adventures of Reina and Wizard. And so the licenses that he was supposed to give her, this is where the story of the race really starts falling apart for me, guys. The licenses that he was going to give her, they were stolen. They were stolen, and so they were going to disqualify her anyway. And so right off the bat, after like the first few chapters, there's like no race plot. So the only thing that's really left over...
because she was still in the race, but she was going to go on that like deserted highway and like
right?
up on them.
Right. But she wasn't going to win it anyway, but then she just figured it's not corn or grain or whatever she has in her truck. It is weapons.
Weapons.
I love that, Andrea. And how is it that you get a cargo truck? Okay, obviously a cargo truck that can fit a little house. Like basically what I imagined was just like a truck and then like a little house and then another
coming from a place where trucking is a huge job and everybody does it. The semi trucks have a cab in them. Basically, they're not big enough. I pictured hers like a huge RV with a trailer on the back of it.
Yeah, me too.
These are future trucks, though, guys.
They're
like
not big enough for like a shower.
Siberia post-apocalypse, sex den, weapon carrying, orphanage, lugging, pet adoption.
How did she not know that she was carrying weapons? Like, how did she not even
I figured they're inside sealed boxes, and you weren't allowed to open them because then you could be stealing the grain and then spinning off.
I just feel like why would you ever check? Like, if someone hands you like 20,000 boxes that have like Goya stamped on them, are you gonna open them to make sure they're actually like cans of beans?
Okay,
like,
that makes sense. Like, if they say Goya.
Ain't no one get between me and my Goya.
Paranoid enough that I would.
If
you would open all of the boxes, Sarah. You would
not all of them, but at least one. I mean, they couldn't. I mean, if I open one and I'm like, oh, these are definitely beans. If it was like La Marca Casera, then I'd open all of them because
great value.
My dad used to distribute casera to restaurants. They are so much better than Goya. Whatever, Kristina. You don't know your beans.
But what I pictured was that there were these crates and they were full of like something that shook, like grain would shake. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so maybe it sounded like there was grain in them, but in reality they were just really cheap styrofoam peanuts. And the guns were like inside the crate, packed in styrofoam peanuts.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's just guns broken into pieces.
Okay, to basically finish off the plot, they end up deciding to like Reina
do it.
God, I don't even know how to wrap that up.
Okay, she decides now.
Basically,
noise. Okay, who wants to do it?
They decide to give the weapon to the rebels.
To what? Oh yeah.
Because she hates.
He convinces
Bane.
her.
She hates Bane, so she's like, whatever. This is not gonna go to Bane, so.
She also identifies with those like hoodlums outside of the
hoodlums.
The what is it? A gas station. And she knows
the diner.
The kids. Yeah.
And she knows that they are living the life that she was also living for a while or something. She's suffering.
And also, let's face it, a little tiny bit. She's like, Wizard kind of would do this, and I kind of want to get in Wizard's pants. So.
Yeah, she fights it a lot. She fights that attraction big time. But
I don't know why. It's like
Because I think it's
landscape
more
in a
than just a
truck.
sexual attraction.
Because that's how all of these books / movies go. It's like, strong woman can't let the man inside. And then she does, and she's like, best sex of my life.
basically, that's what happens. Okay, so they end up giving the cargo of guns to the rebels that are fighting the Duncan Bane, and she ends up befriending the rebels. One of the rebels is actually Wizard's sister in spirit.
Yes.
Find out that she's kind of like
Raina thinks that they have been involved in the past.
yeah, she does that weird catty woman thing. The first lady that is even familiar
He talks
with
too.
exactly. And she's like, did you guys have something? I don't even care.
He looked at her in a loving
But they have like more
She
of a
put
brother
her-
sister
Older.
thing. And then you end up finding out that Wizard and her name is Yuriko. Yuriko? Is that her name?
Yeah.
I don't know, because there was the little symbols, like...
Eureka. I don't know. Anyway,
me-
so they end up.
YRK.
We find out as the audience, right, that they were kind of like test tube kids. That they were like they're not normal people. They were kind of like grown in a lab, and they're kind of like trained to be killing machines. And there used to be 3 of them because it was Eureka, Wizard, and then Tatiana, who was like the weakling.
And that's why he basically has, like, Asperger's.
Yes.
Basically.
Fucking Asperger.
I just feel like you can't ignore that part, okay? You just can't. He does.
Story, and then we'll talk about the characters because there's a lot to be said. So they join the rebels, and then Irena finds out that the whole time they were kind of using her as bait to lure Duncan Bane to them, because he was supposed to be capturing her for him anyway. And whatever, there's a showdown. It was dumb, and it finished. There was sex in the middle.
I like that she was, like, really upset that they, like, betrayed her because, like, they had all just gone skinny dipping, and she's like, what? But I was
You all just saw my boobs.
And then now you betrayed me.
We
I thought we were boob friends.
We can't leave out the part that he gets to go to the tropical island for like a week.
Yeah, like they at the end of the story they go to Florida, right?
I don't know, somewhere near the equator.
Somewhere near the equator where it's not the northern waste, and
And then airplanes.
And they have more sex.
More nice that there were airplanes.
And they have beach sex. They have there's a bit of sex in there. But that's basically the gist of the story. It wasn't a bad story. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool, but
I feel like after the mirror one, this was just so much better than, like...
You know what? You're right. I thought that.
The thing is what, Kristina, what did you say about the background?
What?
The backstory.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna say it, and then you guys can tell me what you thought.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it. Partly, I guess, Andrea, you're totally right, because Mirror was just so bad.
So bad.
And anything that wasn't Mirror was going to be good. I did enjoy it. I thought it was fun, but it wasn't as deep as I wanted it to be. But I thought that the story was really interesting. There was just so much that I wanted to. There was so much more that I wanted to know, like what exactly caused the huge climate change. I feel like that was important, but it was not explained.
Series, right? It's like a series.
Yeah.
So maybe they go more into that, like, later on.
Probably. I mean, it's the first book of the series, so it's like I don't know, but I really did want to know. I felt like it should have been mentioned. And then there's a point where also he converts her car into like that it can run water.
Yeah.
In like half an hour.
And then it's like not even like, okay. The
he was doing
of the century.
To win her love. And she was letting go of all the control that she had by not killing him for touching her truck. That's the way I saw those little gestures.
Okay, but still, like, I really wanted to know. I wanted to know more because I feel like if I knew more, I feel like you know how Mirror was just like they set up this whole history,
Too
and
much
there was
world
so much
building.
exposition. There was
You got
too much
lost
world building,
you
and
went
I feel
like
like
and you
with
didn't like it.
Driven, there wasn't enough. Like I really wanted to, at least just like a more clear picture of. I just pictured snow and like car, and I could. It was just like a really kindergarten map of there was snow and there's like a truck on it, and there's like a building and then there's snow and there's a truck parked next to the building. That's how.
But I think like you can't like compare them too much either because I feel like they're different kinds of books. Like this is definitely more of a like I'm going on vacation and I want to take something light with me to read like on the beach kind of book, and like nobody in their right mind would take Mirror anywhere.
No one in their right mind.
Without
I won't say
knowing,
that.
without knowledgeably, without like, I guess if you knew, then you would have.
Well, just I mean, just the length and like the vocabulary, like they're very, very different spectrums here.
Okay, so that's what I thought. What did you think? Whatever, whoever wants to go next.
I think that the plot of the book was there were things missing. It was an entertaining story. I mean, I read the book really fast, and I didn't get super bored with it, or I wouldn't have finished it like Mirror. But I think it was a book that was trying to be like, for example, I don't know. Did you read Dark Places, Andrea?
Yes.
I think it was trying to be that, but it couldn't. Like the damaged character.
Oh, okay, like Reina wasn't damaged.
Oh, okay.
Her in the
I was like, I feel like they're really different books, Sarah.
not the plot, but her being damaged and like trying to look for something to fulfill herself, but not being able to.
I mean, it's like a literary trope, right? Like it's like all the time. Like you have this like super damaged woman who's become strong to protect herself and can't let anyone in and has to focus on her goals. But then someone comes in that's like obviously a hunk. In this case, also has Asperger's, but mostly a hunk. Lets them in, you know. And then they're like,
so much Asperger's.
Come on, guys. I thought that was like I couldn't handle it, and all the math facts and like the number crunching, it was just like too much for me.
I kept taking notes every time he said something computer-esque, and it would just be like, fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Acknowledge.
Okay,
fuck
so,
off.
So, Sarah, you thought that it was really entertaining. You didn't get bored. What about you, Andrea? What did you think overall, like, of the whole story?
No, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I don't really read this kind of book, and the first time you gave me one, it was Mirror, so my expectations were like way down low. And I actually enjoyed this book. So it was a fun, quick read.
And Tashay, what did you think, like, overall? Like, your thoughts?
I enjoyed it more than I did Mirror. I am still finishing Mirror just because I started reading the second part and it started getting better and people started actually doing things and Jared and What's Her Face actually did it. So
I won't forget that name forever.
Yeah, I know. It happens. And then they get powers and they actually do shit and people die.
Oh,
anyway,
okay. I think
but with
No,
this
don't read it, Kristina.
With this story, I liked the concept of it a lot more than I liked the story. I didn't think that it was a good sign that I was more interested in Yuriko's relationship with the other guy and wanting to know how she like took Bane's eye out or what it was like when she was growing up, that kind of training. Like, all of the other details surrounding this main story were so much more interesting, but you don't get any of it.
Yeah.
So I was like,
But again, I like wonder if that, like, if they go more into that in the rest of the series, though, because I feel like they're not going to have that, like, romance super giant, like, well, I mean, I don't know, maybe something will go wrong in their relationship and that'll be the focus of the other books.
I got curious and I read the summary, or not the summary, but I read the blurb for the next book, and it's not, it's from Tatiana's point of view. So it's she's the one who's And I started reading it, and I was like, this doesn't sound bad. So I put it on my list. But I have a question.
Yeah, because
so it was Yuriko who took out. It was Yuriko who took out Bane's eye. It wasn't Reina.
No, it was Reina.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because he tried to like bang her, and then she, in self-defense, took his eye out, and now he's like, I'm gonna torture her.
So what did you guys think of? What did you guys think of Reina? I personally, I thought she was cool, but I agree with Sarah that like she could have been so much more damaged.
Yeah.
The thing is that the way that it was written, the character didn't reach where I wanted the character to reach. Plus, I didn't know enough about her backstory to be able to understand why she was so damaged. I know that her father died, and her father died in front of her, and that.
And also her father. Okay, but like, see, at least I got a little bit of that when they were like, "Oh, my father used to beat me all the time, so I'd build up a resistance." I was like,
yeah, because
all right, like
he was
my father was like beating me up every day, like.
Yeah, he was trying to like train her, right? Because he knew that eventually there would be a showdown between Duncan Bane and Reina, and so he wanted her to. And plus, she ends up being kind of like a bit of a superhuman also because she was going to die.
She had a blood transfusion.
Got a blood transfusion. It wasn't it Wizard's blood?
Yeah.
I took it as he was trying to boost her body's ability to defend itself. Not necessarily like be an asshole and train her, but like, the more I hit you, the more you can heal.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're still hitting her.
Yeah, but the thing is that she didn't know of the facts till the end, so she thought that he was beating her for beat's sake. And,
for beat's sake!
And he was actually trying to make her tougher. But I mean, I'm like Tashay. Like, I want to know what happened to the girl's mother. She died, right? I mean, what made her dad? Like, I want to know.
I assume so.
I want to know these things.
You like zoned out for a sec.
Right? There was like sound. There was like scary sound.
It sounded like a toilet flushing.
It's not me.
I don't know if you can hear me again.
Uh-oh. What happened? Oh no. What's going on?
I don't know what's happening.
Text me. Or maybe she got stuck. Is everybody, who else is, Andrea, are you still here?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you not see me?
No, I see you. I didn't hear from you, so I didn't know if it was just Tashay having a technical issue.
Andrea, your earphones got lost in your hair for a second, and I forgot you had earphones on, and then I was wondering why your ears were so shiny.
It happens. Things get lost in my hair a lot.
It's grown a whole lot since you moved. Like a whole
I know. I'm like scared that they're gonna check it again in Boston.
Why would they check it? Why would they check it?
Because last time I flew, they like fucking checked my hair in security to make sure I didn't have anything in it.
Wow.
Sarah, you knew this story.
I'm sorry. You told me this?
Yes, I think I even posted on Facebook because I had my hair up like in a bun, and I guess they thought like, oh, maybe there's something like in there, and they poked their fingers into my bun.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Their fingers? Usually they have like a little prod. They have like a little prod.
I don't know. Maybe it was honestly, I couldn't look because it was up here, right? So all I know is they poked things in it, and then they were like, all right, you can go.
Well, I know that some people can hide stuff in their hair. They didn't do that to mine, though. They didn't, like, even pat it or anything.
Maybe I look suspicious.
Okay. Tashay says, my phone is what I use for audio, and it keeps resetting.
Oh.
They're looking for me.
Who's got the siren?
Not me.
Not me.
It's probably Tashay. She can't hear us. Can you hear us? No.
Tell her to talk, because I feel like we can hear her audio.
No, she hung up. So far. Boo.
Oh no.
She's coming back.
Came back. Woo!
Say something. I can't hear you. No te escucho. Damn it! Oh wait, you have to. Is it unmuted? Oh my god, so many technical well, it's our first time. We're live. This happens with live shows, right?
It's a learning curve. It's a learning curve.
Aww.
Your little like toilet paper covered can is never gonna fail to make me like.
It's not toilet paper. It's. I don't want watermarks on my bedside table.
What do you call that, Sarah? You told me what it's called.
Koozie.
Wait, a koozie.
Wait,
right?
that's a koozie?
No, a koozie is
okay.
actually made. But
No, that's what I thought, but then you said that, and I thought maybe yours was made out of paper, and I was like...
No.
Susan made one out of a plastic bag.
I do remember that.
I always wanted her to make me one, and I never got around to asking her for it.
I think I have some here, Kristina. I can give them.
Nope, I can't hear you. I don't know what's going on. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. I'm frustrated. They're there.
Tell her to just come back on her phone like last time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing now.
Oh, I hear
Yay,
you.
you're back.
Okay, that was. Oh man, that was
great timing.
Broken and my computer's broken and everything's broken. Okay. Am I too close to the screen?
No, it doesn't matter. Who
You're
cares?
good.
What the hell were we talking about? Now I'm all flustered. If we
Sarah was talking about the dad and the mom and.
Oh well, I was just saying that it's the same thing over and over again. I just didn't have enough background information. Perhaps they are in the other books, but I'm not going to read the other books, so I'm still upset about it.
I guess I don't know. I did like her though. I liked the character. I just thought she was way in her head too much.
Yes.
Thought about everything all the time and like reassessed I guess this is not the character's fault, but the way that it's written, it's just that it's so repetitive. Like, oh my dad, I don't want to feel this about you, but oh my dad, but I want to be a tough, strong, independent woman, but my dad, but you're hot. Ah! And it was just a lot of the same kind of thing.
My shower, don't use my shower.
Okay, but it was a pretty, like, can we just talk about, like, all the cool, like, gadgets? Like, little shower dryer, and then the little thing that you go, like, whoop, okay, I'm STD free. Or, like,
yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Or, like, the super 100% accuracy with, like, her fertility thingy or whatever. Like.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, but I also made a note that, like, they have all these cool gadgets, but they can't figure out how to fix the climate. Like,
yeah.
Well, guys, it's hard to fix the climate, okay? I feel like it's a lot easier to, like, make things that test you for STDs than it is to fix global warming, okay?
There's this wasteland, and it's horrible, and life is terrible, but there are airplanes, and he's got a big truck.
Yeah, because there's corporations. Like, there's corporations and stuff. That's why everything is all messed up, because basically they monopolize. The system has, now the only way that it works is through that corporation, through Duncan Baines Corporation, where there's like trucks, and that's the only way you get food, and the food is grown at a warehouse who is also owned by him, and then there's planes and transport and stuff, and you can't get any.
It's like if it happened now, I feel like Google and Amazon would like own us.
Yes. That makes
It's like Google would have all the communication, and then Amazon would control like everything.
And then we'd have to go and rip someone's eye out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's self-defense. Like, if we get attacked by someone, then it's like, go for the eye.
Okay. So, what did you guys think of El Galán, the hunk wizard? Oh shit! Sorry.
Yeah, all the way.
I pictured him.
Mentally challenged, but hot.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
True.
I pictured him as like this big, tall, dressed in leather guy with cowboy boots and really long black hair. His may or may not have been greasy.
Jon Snow.
No, see, who I was picturing? No, because of his stupidity.
You know how I pictured him? I pictured him like the bad guy in Mulan. What was his name?
The bad guy?
What's the name?
Yeah, the huge guy with like
Mongolia.
Yeah.
wasn't Genghis Khan. I need to know this now.
No, I know who you're talking about, Andrea. But no, I pictured him as like, I never really saw his face. I just saw him from behind.
Like rippling
talk about his
tutorials.
Okay, if we're gonna talk
his arms. And so I pictured him as just like with this really long black ponytail.
It was Shan Yu. I was like Xiao Yu. Miss Shan Yu.
Wait, no. Isn't that the good guy?
No, that's the bad guy. The good guy is Li Shang.
Li Shang.
Damn, I need to like watch Mulan again.
Li Shang can get it.
Yes. Okay, so I didn't like him. I didn't like Wizard at all. I found him so I don't know if it's because of me being a teacher. I just don't want it to be so much work. Right? That's just me. It seemed like a lot of work to deal with this person. He was very good looking. He was really hot, but at the same time, I mean, and
Kristina, it's not his fault that he was raised by a computer.
It's not his fault, but it's all like I'm just saying, if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, you know, thanks.
Someone else show you how to
work.
I mean, my opinion of that, though, is that even if he was raised by computers, like, he's so smart, he knows so much, and he can fix things and do all these things. Shouldn't he be able to read, like, a social...
No, because he's on the autism spectrum. This is what I'm getting at. You can't just, like, read emotions.
Oh, no.
Okay,
He needs those little cards that say, like, smiley face means happy, and sad face means, like...
I just don't think that he had a problem. I don't think he had a problem
like a
reading
piece of
emotions. I just think that I think that for purposes of the story, he had to be difficult. He couldn't be
That's true.
Just the cool guy. And that's why at the same time, I agree with you guys, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think he fits because he knows when she's upset and he knows and he might not know how to react to that, but at the same time, he does. They just kind of wanted him to be robotic because it had to be hard. It had to be hard for him.
At one point, he's even like, "Oh, you want me to romance you? I'm gonna buy you a new
That's
outfit.
the thing. At the beginning of the story, he's like, like he's gonna take off his pants and have sex with her, and he totally read intention there. So then, what happens? Like he fell asleep, and then he developed like this problem after. No.
Maybe he realized that he was gonna actually have to have a conversation with her. And so that just gave him like
he couldn't let his penis do the talking. Okay, let's talk about the sex in the book. It was super. Though obviously Mirror didn't have any at all, but this one had like at least two, or was it two? It was just like two.
I don't know. All I can remember is like the shower scene.
There was also an extra added at the end. I don't know if you all read that one.
I did read it.
I did when they were in the cave.
Wait, what cave?
Because there was like a deleted scene. She wrote it earlier in the story.
Mine did not have the deleted scene.
See, if you had read my Kindle version, that was at the end of the Kindle version.
Okay, here is my first
dramatic reading.
First highlighted thing. There are two of them, okay? Besides, what the hell did she know about love? He was gorgeous. She was horny. End.
Preach! Preach!
Okay.
I highlighted that one too.
We have some more stuff, and it says, until later, that mouth, that gorgeous carnal mouth curved at the corner, just a little, just enough to make her skin tingle and her breath catch. Yeah, later.
Oh man, okay, let me look for one. Oh, I have a lot of them where I'm just, a lot of my highlights are just duh. For example, this one, she says, and hadn't Wizard already proven himself to be untrustworthy? Even if I didn't, because the book is, right, it's her point of view and then Wizard's point of view, which is, I think romance is like that a lot. I haven't read a ton, but most of the ones that I've read, where there is some sort of like sex scene, there's always like a split. Like there's always her point of view and his point of view, so you need to see it from both, like what's happening from both angles. And obviously because he was challenged, I guess we needed to understand his point of view. So I wrote, yes! Obviously, you can't trust him! Obviously! Come on! Yeah, and for the one that Sarah wrote, I put some honesty, finally, because she was just really hot for this guy. Right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, she was like...
It, girl. Just get in it. He owes you. He's in your truck.
Yeah.
You could
Andrea.
legit just be like, time to pay Piper, let's do this. Like, not that complicated.
I found the quote where she has to like check herself before they do it in the shower. Reached down the shower stall and yanked open the drawer beside the sink. She pulled out a small oblong instrument, jammed her thumb into the hole at the top, and waited impatiently for the light to flash green. Bloodborne pathogen, an STD detector. She mutters. Pretty sure he had to know what it is. I'm clean.
That would be great to have. Wouldn't that be great to have? Oh man.
I love when like later, I think it was, I don't remember if it was like right after the sex, or at some point doesn't he go like, what would you have done if it hadn't been green, or like
Yeah, wait, I think I have it. What would you have done if the light had flashed red, he asked. Killed you, Raina whispered, as she half minted.
Okay. Yeah, and then the next part for the fertility thing that Andrea was talking about, the cool gadget, killed you. And then right after that, fertility, he rasped, because he's like all like husky sex voice at this point. Fertility. And she says, fertility. Okay, so it says not for 9 more days, and not for 9 more days, we're good to go. And then literally the author, like Raina's inner voice says, thank God for modern science. So I thought they were really hot. I don't know what you guys thought, but I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was like unreal. I thought they just were both super hot for each other, and they kind of was like, it was one of those.
Oh, by the way, I saw, I don't know if you sent it to me, Kristina, or somebody sent it to me. It was like a thesaurus for romance novels.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I thought it was strange that in the book there's like penis and cock and balls, and not once was the vagina mentioned. I think clitoris was mentioned once, like clit, but I was like, why is she so reluctant to say vagina or vulva? I thought that was weird.
She totally used whatever forum Kristina sent to me, because her words, word for word, were on this list.
Yeah, wait, okay, hold on. Her sex, her core,
her flick folds.
Why?
What? I must have skipped over that one.
No, you totally must have, because like her flick folds, and then my favorite, the juncture between her. I do this because the juncture between her thighs. Like, just say vagina. I don't know. Maybe it's not sexy enough for.
I think maybe because vagina is more scientific terminology, whereas cock is just like, yeah. Just like,
she says penis.
She says penis and she says balls and she says cock. She says the whole thing. Like when they're having sex in the shower, she's like, "You're so hard." Like she does that thing. She does. Then I cringed. I was like, "Oh, girl, stop." Stop. So anyway, I liked it. I enjoyed that. I think I saw that I was reaching like sexy part while I was working still, so I was like, okay, stop. Come home, finish reading that, and be like, whew, I need a ginger ale.
Yeah, I finished reading that at the airport, sitting next to an octogenarian woman who had a gas mask, like an oxygen mask.
And you were like, give me some of that.
I was like...
Okay, so yeah, I enjoyed it, and I thought that. Okay, wait, a consensus. Was Wizard a buzzkill? Was it a buzzkill, or was it like whatever? It didn't matter.
Wait, what do you mean?
I feel like Rena was horny enough that she was just like, don't care, going for it.
Yeah. I thought it was.
It's fine.
I thought it was gonna be cooler.
Them.
I thought it was gonna be like a cooler play on words kind of thing. I thought it was gonna mean something, and it turns out it was just like some random.
Yeah.
Oh,
Code.
you mean the name?
That's another reason why I pictured him as like a cowboy biker, because his name was Wizard.
Okay, did you guys picture anybody? I know that I was watching a lot of Game of Thrones at the time, so I pictured Daenerys and Dario as Rhaena and Wizard.
Oh.
And I pictured the girl from Pacific Rim, the Asian girl, as Yuriko.
Kristina, I haven't seen any of these things that you.
I'll put him in the chat so you could see. And then let me see who else. For the bad guy, this guy, what's his name? The one who does the voice of Hades from Hercules, like that bad guy.
Oh my gosh, I just watched Hercules yesterday.
Okay, the guy, what's his name?
Oh,
I don't know, but I watched it yesterday.
know
It
who
was
you mean.
great.
Yeah, I pictured him for Duncan Bain because he's just like I picture him in 80s movies.
No, that's so perfect. I love it.
I thought Duncan Bain was like maybe gonna be handsome, but just really fucked up.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I would necessarily picture that guy.
He was kind of a stereotype. He wasn't very interesting. He was not an interesting bad guy at all. He was just, I'm bad because I can be bad, man. Like, he was not
He
that
was like, her pain, my pleasure. I highlighted that and I was like, really? Really?
Yeah, he was a bit one-sided. I mean, all of the characters were a little shallow, but him most of all. And I didn't find his chapters that interesting. I was just like, okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Let's see some more of that men dry action. How does that machine work? Can I get one?
Can I wear my dirty clothes from last
Please.
night and go and shower and then they're clean?
No, for real. These days where Sarah and I don't have water, it's like intense. It's intense. The days where you don't have water depress me. They depress me a lot. Okay, so anything else you want to add before we like talk about the next book that we're supposed to?
It's not a book. It's a short story.
Short story. The short story we're supposed to read.
Let me think.
Think about it while I look it up.
How did we all feel about hiding the salami?
Oh God.
Because I legit underlined that, and I was like, what the actual fuck? Why? 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 Not cool. Also, at one point, he kept doing these things where he would self-correct in his own monologues, and in his inner monologues, like, he would be thinking things, and then he would be like, oh, that's not how a normal person would think. They would say the word ass. And I have to wonder if that's something anyone would actually do. Like, he knows
That's
what... Yes, go on.
No, that was my thing. It was like selective. Like, it was just only when he was difficult when it was convenient to the story.
Yeah.
Kristina, sometimes autistic people seem very normal, and then sometimes they have problems and they
Look,
can't control it.
If I was not privy to his inner monologue, then I could totally agree with you. I could totally agree with you. But because we did have those chapters where he basically at first is like, I totally thought she wanted to screw with me, and then then he's like, wait, I'm a robot. Of course I don't have those emotions.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a bit hard for me to believe. I don't know. Maybe I don't have any experience.
I thought I saw it more as like he's super attractive and he's used to like women throwing themselves at him, and he doesn't really have to like think about it or like think about the social interaction very much. It's just like, all right, we have sex and we go. And he thought that was what he was gonna have with her, and then he realized like, wait, no, I actually have to interact with her because I don't know, like I need her for my plan, and then oh wait, I actually care about her, but no, I don't because I can't care.
Okay, yeah, I'll concede the point, I guess, because he was a little confused. He's like, wait, you don't want a bone? You don't want to?
What?
Oh, that's weird. That's
You
really
want to
weird.
talk to me?
Hey, okay, so I know you guys didn't see Mad Max, but I need to talk about it.
I've seen the original Mad Maxes, though.
Yeah, but it's like not on the same level. Okay, I wear my buttons. Okay. This is actually a really compelling story. There's like no romance. There's really no romance in the story, which I really liked. But there is. I mean, if you see it in a certain way. At the beginning of the movie, without giving any spoilers, at the beginning of the movie, Max is just kind of like coming out of his like a really traumatic experience. They don't really go into detail, but he's kind of like a haunted man, and he's not considered like fully human. He doesn't consider himself fully human. So when he talks at first, he's just grunts like, yes, water, and the whole time he at the first, like maybe the first part of the movie, he doesn't really communicate. He just hand gestures and whatever, and then later on as the story progresses, he becomes like more humanized. Then he starts like using sentences, phrases, and then sentences and stuff. And I felt like that was a cool progression of like him kind of getting more in touch with his emotions. I don't know. Obviously it's not the same thing as Wizard, but he did have a hard time kind of like, at first he did have quite a bit of hard time relating to.
So it's like reacclimating and resocializing, breaking down
Yeah, except that I guess Wizard never had that. Never had that.
Well, he had his sister.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't talk about the sister though. Really quick, not before. I kind of called it when I think she was in Duncan Baines when Raina was in Duncan Baines like dungeon. I don't even. I just say cardboard, just snow, and when he was there and she mentioned Anna. Was it Anna?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mentioned Anna, and then he says Tatiana, and I'm as his sister, the one he had to leave behind, Wizard, and I was like, that's really convenient. That Anna, Tatiana, like I totally called it at the end. I was like, that's the same person. They're feeling guilty about the same person. Stupid ass coincidence.
Who's probably not dead, which is fine.
She's not. If you read the sequel, she's not. Spoilers, she's not dead. She's not dead, you find out she's not dead.
Yeah, we already know that at the end of the book anyway.
But the thing is that wasn't as it was supposed to be. Like, he's carrying this guilt about leaving her behind. Duncan Bain kind of tells him, well, actually, she's not dead. And Wizard is just kind of like, really? That nothing happened. It's kind of like the licenses, where it just kind of led to nothing.
You know what pissed me off? That the whole him being like, oh, she matters so much to me. I don't even feel as bad. I didn't even feel as bad when my sister died with this girl that I just met. You just met her, and yet 4 days after meeting her, she's like gone and things are difficult, and this all feels worse for you than when your sister died at the hands of the man.
Yeah.
Guys
but if we're gonna lump him in this spectrum.
See, but I saw it more as like back then he had like zero emotions, and so like it hit him in the way that like something would hit you like in the abstract, like, all right, my sister's gone or whatever. Whereas now, because he met her, he's like all open and vulnerable, and so now he's like feeling things. Like, if his sister had died at the end of the book, he would have been like, I'm over it. Like, I'm killing myself. I can't handle all this pain.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. He should have some retroactive guilt or some shit. Like,
see, I feel like I went into this book with, like, such an open mind for, like, that I'm just like, I'll forgive anything. Whatever. It's better than Mirror.
Oh, well, yeah. It's a factor, okay? We can't, like, take it out. We
really can't.
We can't discount the factor. But it was just a little hard. There could have been some tweaks to the character. There could have been some tweaks to just kind of, like, smooth out all of those doubts. The same thing with the world building, how we don't know. Like, just to bring it back to Mad Max, you don't really get an explanation for, I mean, obviously it's a movie, so you could just see it. It's obvious that it's different. But somebody said, like, oh, who killed the world? And you don't really need a lot of explanation because it just feels really complete. Everything in the movie feels really complete. I didn't get that with the Northern Waste. It didn't feel, like I said, it didn't feel real. It felt like South Park-y. It really did feel like South Park.
No. And also, because there wasn't enough world building, I didn't think any places existed that were still warm. So then when suddenly they're in a beach, I'm like, oh, why isn't everyone just here? Why are people living here?
Exactly.
Get on a plane, take your truck, and drive south.
Right? Go to Florida.
Didn't they say at some point that, like, Bane was the only one who had a helicopter?
Yeah, but you've got a truck, and aren't they in the United States? Aren't they in the northern United States? Drive south.
He made fuel out of water.
Right? Do you see what I mean? Like, it doesn't add up. Doesn't add up. The fuel, the world, and the why didn't they just say screw it? And then last thing, the sister that Beth, what the hell was her name?
Beth.
The one in the boarding school.
The one in the boarding school. How does that even work? How does that even work? How do you have boarding schools in a northern waste? Or was she in Florida too?
No, I just figured.
Also, how did the school allow her to, like, pay, like, it's just, when she's like,
the more we talk about it, the more it starts to unravel.
Yeah, like, when she's like, wait, why do I have, like 10 years of school paid for now? Like, how does the school even accept? I feel like schools aren't like bank accounts where you just, like, drop in money. Like, you get billed every year. Like, I don't understand how he could just pay the whole tuition and then
but let's be real.
And then
if there's this much tragedy, if the Northern Waste Just desolate. Why are we going to prep school?
A training prep school where a bitch is gonna learn to turn ice into milk and reapers to wear them as coats so you won't freeze? Or is she learning, you know,
how to make all these fancy gadgets?
Yeah. If it's a tech school and she's learning to be a super genius, then okay, cool, that makes sense. But also, doesn't she have any sort of curiosity as to who her anonymous benefactor is?
She records a video for it, doesn't she, or something?
Yeah, she does. She does.
Like, I'm your sister. If I were that girl, I'd be like, where the fuck have you been?
Right. Those things that could have been really meaty, like that had the meat of the story. It wasn't, you know, Raina, the only thing she says is, oh, I need to do this for my sister, I need to do this for my sister. And she just found out about her the other day, and I've never met her before, and me thinking, you know, you're in the Northern Waste, you have to do what you gotta do to survive, she's gonna be such a badass. Like,
but let me just make a deposit to Massachusetts.
Yeah, also, if Raina's been taught to disconnect herself from people and not have these relationships, wouldn't she have the same reaction upon finding out that she has a sister as Wizard did when Tatiana died? Just like, oh, I have a sister. Okay.
Yeah, and I've never met her.
I've never met her. I've never spoken to her. I don't know anything about her. She could be a fucking asshole. She'd be, like, kicking dogs. And Raina's like, I need to protect her. I need money so she can stay at school. I mean, like, setting small fires. And, like,
could be an asshole. Who knows? I mean, she could have. There was just.
I think the author's purpose was to show that even though she was alone, she still had this like need for family.
Yeah.
Okay. Well put. That's exactly what it is.
I would have rather it not have been a sister that she didn't know about, and have it be like Duncan Bain did rape her once, and she has a baby that he doesn't know about or something, and then she's putting money in her hair.
That would have been like really hardcore.
It would have.
Like,
that would have required a lot more work on the author's part.
Yeah. Okay, so overall, I did enjoy the story. I like the idea of the story, but I didn't like. It didn't have everything I needed to continue with the next part. I was curious to see if the second part was about Raina. It's not, so I'm not gonna read it.
Huh? What pencil is that?
What?
My pencil.
This isn't yours.
Oh. How did you read that the pencil said Coupeville School?
I didn't. It's blue. It has white writing on it.
Well, where did I get this? I got this at the forensic competition. Somebody must have given it to me.
Oh, well.
Even though it wasn't at Coupeville. Well, this might have been the pencil that I got at Coupeville, like, last year.
I think it's adorable you have a wooden pencil.
I think it's super creepy that Sarah spotted the wooden pencil and immediately went, bitch, is that my pencil? Because that's my school.
Bitch, is that my pencil?
There's like...
No. The reason is I prefer to write with wooden pencils. So I try and hoard them. And I think maybe you swiped that off my desk.
Okay, so alright, I don't think we all hated this book. Let's talk about the next one, so then we can just finish. So we can finish our thing. I think we all enjoyed it. Like I said, it was like a palate cleanser after
I gave it a C-, where it's like I'm not gonna set it on fire in front of a library and like scream because I was so offended. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend it.
Yeah, I gave it like if I could give half a star, I would give it 3.5 stars, but I could only give it 3 stars on Goodreads. But I would give it 3.5 stars because the sex scenes were pretty good. So that half.
That's true.
And it's a good sign that Andrea didn't throw it on her floor and leave it there.
Under her lawn.
I did lose it, but it wasn't on purpose. I took it to the cottage, lent it to my sister, and I think I left it there. So now I'm stuck with Mirror, but not this one.
What are you going to do with that, by the way? Like, you're just going to keep it in your...
You should drop it off at a used bookstore. Just take Mirror to a used bookstore.
Well, because I will very possibly be moving to Boston, and because I will very possibly live in a tiny, tiny studio in Boston, I will make some sort of purge of my books before then, and that will definitely be one that does not make the movie.
Well, you should do, you should do what Kristina. Remember the book exchange you used to be a part of, where you would just mail books out to people?
Paperback swap.
Yeah, you should check out Paperback Swap, and then all the books you don't want, you just mail them out to people, and you get credits. And then when you do move and you want to get books, then you can just request them using those credits.
Yeah, but the ones that I would get rid of are books that are like crap, like Mirror.
So other people don't know that.
Yeah, just be like a mind-sweeping tale of magic and mirrors and mystery and clothes.
I can't do that to someone. I can't like knowingly mail Mirror to someone. Okay.
Okay, you're walking down the street, and you walk into a used bookstore, and you just pick up a pile of books.
Oh my gosh, there's a little, what is it called? The free library, those little library things.
Yeah,
there's one a couple of blocks from my house. Maybe I'll just like
shove it in there. And then it's not like you're purposefully giving it to anybody in particular. So you're not ruining anybody in particular's life.
Exactly. Also,
Just,
it might be good for people who are trying to develop their reading levels, like someone who doesn't read too often and is just trying to get better at vocabulary.
That would be a terrible book to give to someone.
Some people really love that book. Okay. So the next okay, go for it. I got the page here.
I took a note at one point after I think they'd already done it, and she was thinking about him or something. She was thinking about how he smelled like ice and something like that, and I was just like, it's better than cloves.
Better than cloves.
What?
Like in her.
Like Master Aramis.
Always smelled like cloves.
Who smelled like cloves?
Every time he was ever, she's like, oh, it's the clove smell. I'm like, girl, you're having a seizure. That's why you're smelling cloves. Like, I understand. But with him, I was like, he smells like ice.
I can't unpicture Aramis as Elrond from Lord of the Rings. I can't. So I imagine him just coming in and wafting, a scent of cloves. I don't mind the scent of cloves.
He actually has a tiny fairy that he's conjured from another world that just throws cloves out.
All right. Anybody else want to say something before?
Dragons. No, wait, dinosaurs.
Okay, so the next story, because it's technically not, it's an ebook, but it's actually just a story. It's called Taken by the T-Rex, Dinosaur Erotica, and it's written by Kristy Sims and Alara Branwen.
I'm a little scared about this.
Kristy Sims is the only one on the cover, and it says, all Eldris has been eaten by a dinosaur. Young huntress Drin went to avenge... Okay, hold on. This description was written by an idiot. Hold on a second. For real, like, what did I just read? I was reading the Goodreads one, but...
Well, this is the impression I got from, like, the reviews. It's like, dinosaur eats everyone, girl goes to kill dinosaur, thinks dinosaur is sexy, girl and dinosaur, like, get it.
Okay, here we go. Got it. Okay. Drin is her tribe's chief huntress. She lives for the thrill of the hunt. Men and sex hold no allure for her, as Drin has never found a partner to satisfy her. When a T-Rex descends upon her village, destroying it, Drin demands that the tribe's hunters go in search of the beast and slaughter it. Opting for safety instead of revenge, the tribe moves to a new location, hoping that the beast won't follow them. It does. Drin taunts the beast, giving her tribe mates time to flee. As she runs... Sorry, this gets a little graphic.
As she runs, the T-Rex pursues, winks at her, and goes, hey, girl.
Okay, yeah, let's leave it at that because this is real graphic. I read the word, I read a word and I said, let me stop because I think that our talk of cock and balls was pretty academic, but this is just smut. So that's it. You can't get it on print. Sorry, Andrea.
Wait, okay, but how long is this? It's only like 17 pages, right?
It says 5,000. It's 5,800 words. That's it.
No, I got it on my Kindle for free because they're like.
I feel like we should just pick a night where we all get drunk, and then we like read it at the same time.
And we don't make it live.
No.
No, come on.
Come on. I'm sorry.
I think we should take turns each reading parts of it out loud.
Okay. That's not a hangout that we can have then. So we won't have a hangout.
I think it'd be so
next
funny. I want to just be like.
No, a live one.
No, we will have the hangout, but we won't do it live. And
Yeah. It's a bit. That description was a little bit intense. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the broadcast now. So we could stay on here, but like I'm gonna just cut it off live because we finished our book discussion. So if anyone was watching us, I know my sister's watching us. Amanda, thanks for watching.
Aww.
And I hope that this wasn't too traumatic. And sorry about the technical difficulties. It was all Tashay's fault.
I think that we need to work on
what?
not all talking at the same time.
Hey, that's after broadcast talk.
No, we should like raise our hand.
Raise our hands? Okay, whatever.
If you want to talk, and then everyone like.
I wish there was like a sticker we could send.
The conch.
No, well, you know when I've taken some online classes this semester, and
God damn it. There's the conch. We can pass the conch. I'm kidding.
No, but in my online classes, that's what they did. There's like a button that you press that like flashes a little hand under your name, and then everyone knows that that person wants to talk. And what they do in those is like you turn off your audio, unless you're the one talking, and so there's no static or whatever. But I don't think you can do that here because if you turn off your audio, then you won't be able to hear either.
Okay. Right. Oh, my sister sent me a bunch of hearts.
Aww.
Amanda. Okay, so I made a note. Like this was our first live hangout. We're all opinionated ladies. So, but next time we'll work on. We have a whole month. We'll get it down. Don't worry. The drunk one, it doesn't matter. The T-Rex one doesn't matter. Doesn't count.
You can just each have like a little cartoon or an action figure or figurine, and then just be like.
Yeah.
Yes!
All right. So I'm gonna stop the live one. Okay. But anyway, if you were out there, you watched this after the fact or whatever. Thanks, and I'm really sorry. I apologize.
Goodbye, internet.
Bye, internet.